Okay, for the second video, we're going to go to solar01 transaction. In here, we need to select our project. I'm already on the correct project. We start off by creating a scenario name. The scenario that I'm creating first is a technical scenario because I'm a technical consultant. I'm just going to use the one scenario for now. Underneath the tree structure, we go to the business processes. We add the various different business processes we want to create. So in this case, I'm just going to say technical config for all my config, but in here, as an example, we could potentially say functional config for sales and distribution and functional config for FI as an example. So I'm just going to go and save that. After we've saved it, we now have the various different elements in there. So for my technical config, I want to add the various different steps, which are going to be our tests that we want to do. The first one is BD54 for the logical component for AVP, RMD, and RMQ. Also client config, and I also want to do tests for events. Let's just clarify that for SM62, and I choose the technical logical component. I need to add which transactions do I use for each of these steps. So I first need to go and select the step. So I open technical config, I select the first step, which is BD54 config. It's a transaction, and I choose the object is transaction BD54. I enter. The first one is to establish a link to the RMD system as my test system, and I log in and it establishes it, and there I can see it added a transaction. I do the same for the next two steps as well, which is the client config SCC4, and then also the last one, which is SM62, and I save it. Now that I've saved it, I can actually execute these transactions from here as well. So this is the first preparation step that we need to do before we can add our transactional bill of materials or our test cases that we want our various testers to do as well. In the next video, I'll show you the technical bill of materials, and I'll also show you the test cases that we can do. How the developers would see it or the testers would see it from there, and how it will work moving forward.